I'm Mark.
And I'm Carissa.
And we're
Set on Sainthood. We have been on an epic adventure to find answers to life's greatest questions.
And though the struggle is so real,
when you're on an adventure with Christ, it's all worth it.
Please join us in the universal call to be
Set on Sainthood.
Today we're going to Turin, Italy to see the Shroud of Turin. Now, the shroud is not actually from Turin, it is there, and it has taken quite a journey to get there. But what makes this shroud so wonderful is that it is the shroud used for the burial cloth of Christ.
They have a really wonderful museum in Turin, which it's definitely worth visiting. So we learned so much more about the shroud, and it was so amazing to be up close to these replicas of the shroud, because you can't see the shroud, the real shroud, because it's so delicate.
What makes this place really amazing is that they try to go through the science of the shroud as best as we humans can explain such a mystery. They aren't exactly sure how images appeared on this shroud. There, of course, are all of the blood spots on the shroud, which would have come from, as we see here, the whip of cords. And there are other things on the shroud, which are like pollen spores from the Holy Land and so forth, just pointing to the authenticity of this historical and really profound relic. You can see the wounds on Christ's wrists and his hands from
the nails piercing his wrist. And then also his legs and his arms. This is the blood from his ankles. And there is Christ's face and the blood from the crown of thorns pooling behind his neck now. So this part is behind the back half of the shroud. This is all of the markings from his scourging at the pillar. And just being this up close to the reality of what happened to Christ was devastating. These are his legs. His legs were completely cut up. And this is at his feet, the blood pooling below his feet.
For many years, the shroud was contained and rolled up inside of these reliquaries, which points to some of the reasons why it's been deteriorating so poorly. But about 100 years ago, they started photographing, and when they took negative images of the Shroud of Turin, they found so much more. These images were on the shroud, which really are quite unexplainable. And scientists have been trying to do the explaining, but each of them has seemed to have fallen short.
The real shroud is here in the cathedral in Turin, which is at a separate location from the museum, so it's definitely worth going to venerate at the cathedral.
If you have the opportunity, please go to Turin, learn more about the shroud, and see up close the amazing witness that the shroud has for the Passion of Christ.